How on earth did this guy
Hi guys, what's going on?
become this guy
Guys, on your left.
Just want to just shotgun these all real quick.
and then become this guy?
Yes, dude, Jesus is king. I mean, and even if you don't think he is, don't judge me for it, and I won't judge you for it, man.
I don't know anything about this guy, so let's find out. Before he was shoveling money into his bank account and backing up the Brinks truck into his inventory, Tyler Blevins was born on June 5th, 1991 in Michigan. But the family moved to the Chicago burbs, where he grew up with two older brothers who played video games.
Every day I think was like a 3-hour limit for video games, and if I played for 3 hours, I would need to go outside, and every hour I played outside, I got to play video games. So I'd wake up, 8 a.m., play video games for 3 hours, and then go outside, play for 6 hours. Like running around with my best friends for 6 hours, a long time doing, whatever, and then come inside and just, finish the night off.
So you can play games?
Yeah, 100%.
But they weren't the only gamers in the house, and they certainly weren't the first gamers in the house. Tyler's dad would put him and his brothers to bed early, around 7, so that his dad could stay up until the wee hours of the morning gaming, sometimes 2 or 3 a.m. Video games in the Blevins household brought the family together. So in 2001, when Tyler was only 10 years old, his older brothers would have been about 13 and 15 about this time, he would bug his brothers to play Halo. He would bug his brothers to play video games. They wouldn't let him. Finally, they gave up and relented. They let him play the games with them, and he, at 10 years old, creamed his older brothers. They stopped wanting to let him game with them. Fast forward a few years in 2009, and he's off to college in Wisconsin at Silver Lake College, and he just drops out a year later. He changed to a community college, starts working full-time at a noodles company, and then starts competing in Halo tournaments for the first time, the first one being MLG in Orlando in 2009.
Welcome to the 2009 Halo 3 National Championships from Orlando, Florida. $280,000 is up for grabs.
Now, his parents, although they allowed video games in the house, still wanted to make sure that he had a chance at a normal, traditional life. So his parents, though he dropped out, asked him, or maybe forced him politely, to go to a community college. Now, he's still competing at this time. He's doing the tournaments, and 2 years later, this would be around 2011, he starts streaming and starts a YouTube channel.
Hi guys, what's going on? This is going to be my new YouTube webpage. It's youtube.com/ninjashyper.
Speaking of YouTube channels, please make sure that you're subscribed, you got notifications on. I love telling these stories, I love making documentaries, but rent ain't free, food ain't free, so if you're able to support the channel, the things are below, you know what to do. I appreciate you, and if you're not able to, totally understand, I've been there. I've got a lot of documentaries. Go watch some, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. In 2012, he wins his first Halo tournament in Dallas, Texas. In 2013, he wins again in Knoxville, Tennessee at ALG 8 and is constantly competing in 2013 at AGL Chicago, AGL Nashville, and by this time, he'd been streaming for 2 years. On his third streaming year, he was finally able to quit the noodle job and stream full-time. And now let's rewind a little bit. Although he grew up in a gaming household, his parents still made sure that he went to college and kept good grades, kept a 3.5 GPA. But when he chose this as a discipline, he had already accrued so much discipline in his work, in his schools, and his studies, because his parents encouraged him to do these normal things, that when he quit those regular things, he's able to put all of his focus into streaming. And this is where things start to take off. Not instantly, not overnight, but after the next year, 2 years, he starts to get bigger and bigger as his focus is narrowed and honed in on streaming and creating content. 2016, he starts to focus on PUBG and H1Z1. PUBG basically being the first battle royale that became very popular. And PUBG is more of a hardcore game, so in 2017, a year later, when Fortnite comes out, a lot of the PUBG community is not really a big fan of it. They think it's too childish, too cartoonish, but he decides to give it a try.
First impression of the game, it's fun.
And we all know what happened next. By 2018, active Fortnite players hit 125 million users. This is when Ninja goes live with popular rappers Drake and Travis Scott, and Tyler even hits a new Twitch record, 600,000 concurrent viewers. He's the first streamer to reach 3 million followers. He gets ESPN, Ellen, the Times 100 Most Influential, The Masked Singer. Tyler had married the skill of competitive shooters with his ability to entertain a live audience. And the Fortnite YouTube scene was a little more on the casual side, which bolstered his ability to rise in popularity to eventually become one of the internet's major celebrities. And this is where the big money starts rolling in. Today, many of us are aware of the major streaming platforms like Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. But Mixer came onto the scene and wanted to make a statement. Ninja signs a deal with Microsoft to stream on Mixer for a payout of around $20 or $30 million. That's a big contract.
Handsome guy in the front.
How is this going to affect your gaming abilities?
It really won't. It's the same me, just a different platform.
And that move from Twitch over to Mixer was quite contentious at the time. People were comfortable on Twitch, that's what they knew and loved. And even though some of his fans would move to Mixer, hardly any of them would stay. Mixer eventually dies and Ninja moves back to Twitch and YouTube, which brings us to another controversial topic, but one that is the greatest of his story.
We don't need something like the threat of the end of times to start becoming better humans and developing our relationship with the Lord. You know what I mean, dude? Anyways, I'm never here to push anything on you guys. I love you all no matter what. And in this chat, we respect all religions, all people. We respect if someone has no religion. We love everybody, dude. I can confidently say that I feel like I'm a better person and I'm just all around in a healthier mindset since I've started praying every night. And here's the most important thing too, dude. The most that I preach personally, or that I preach, but I just think, dude, like, you just gotta love everybody, dude. And I mean everybody, even these little rat stream snipers that are sniping me. I've really shaped my priorities and rearranged them, like, greatly. I feel like I'm working on it. You know, like the first thing I do when I wake up is I stretch and I read the Bible. And the first thing I do in the morning is pray. And that's really hard. That was like a really hard thing to do. The first thing in the morning I would do for the last, like, I feel like 20 years of my life would be like check my phone, you know, and maybe even like scroll TikTok or Vine or whatever the case may be, check social media and stuff like that. And the first thing I do in the morning is pray, right? And that has been one of the ways I've been trying to, like, change, you know, my mentality.
So if you're ever discouraged about how long it's taking you to achieve that thing, just know that even the best in the world take years, sometimes a decade, to get there. Nothing in life comes free. Nothing in life comes easy. Well, actually, two things are free: Jesus is love and subscribing to this channel. So subscribe and then get back to work.